What do you want to know now?
I want to know if you can remember who you killed after her.
Oh, the third one. She was special.
What do you mean special?
It was a couple of months after killing Claire. That's when I met Nicole. I couldn't sleep that night, so I decided to take a drive. I stopped by a liquor store to pick up some cigarettes. And when I got back into my car, I rolled the window down. That's when I saw her getting out of the car. She saw me looking, so she came over to my car. She asked for a cigarette. I gave her one. I even lit it for her. She asked my name. I told her. And I asked the same. She told me her name. She asked me if I was looking for some company for the night. I told her no, that I was fine. She told me if I were to change my mind, she'd be there all night. So she walked away from my car and I drove away from the liquor store. Not even 5 minutes away. I couldn't get the girl out of my head. So I turned back, went back to the liquor store, picked her up. We drove somewhere secluded. And that's when she began performing oral sex. But before she did, she told me I could go right ahead and come in her mouth. I'm not going to lie, I was turned on. I came, she swallowed, she cleaned up, I paid her. We talked for about 2 hours. She told me a lot about her life.
Was this the first time you had a sexual encounter?
With a woman like that, yes.
What happened when you finished talking?
I took her home. Then I called it a night.
You didn't kill her that night?
No.
Why not?
With her, all my problems just seemed to go away.
How long did you see this girl for?
6 months.
And how'd you go that far without wanting to kill her?
I began to have feelings towards her, and we started to see each other on a normal basis.
So you were dating. Did you still have to pay her?
No. I would give her money.
How much would you give her?
Whatever she needed for the week.
And was she still working the streets as you were dating?
Yes, she was.
And that never bothered you?
It did. That's why one day I went and I bought her an engagement ring. I remember I was nervous trying to find the ring. And once I found it, I bought it. And right as I had stepped out of the store, she called me to see if we were going to get together that night. I told her that I'd pick her up around 8. They gave me enough time, so I went back home and I worked on my proposal for 4 hours, going over and over what I was going to say to her when I finally did ask the question. The time came around, so I went to go and pick her up, and I remember just my stomach turning in knots and just cramping up because I had never had this feeling before. I was nervous. And I remember her getting into the car, how beautiful she looked. I'd never seen her look like that before. So we went back to the hotel that I had rented for us. And as soon as we got in the door, she started kissing my neck. I stopped her and I sat her down on the edge of the bed. I grabbed her hand, and as I was getting down on one knee, she stopped me. She asked, "What are you doing, Albert?" I told her how I felt. And her response was, she wasn't ready to get married. That what we had was special. And she didn't want to change that. She didn't want to even take the chance of losing what we had. She told me, "I will still spend the night with you, Albert." She goes to the bathroom and starts to get ready. And that's when it happened. I snapped. I remember going to the restroom door and opening it and grabbing her by the throat and choking her till she took her last breath. After that, I went home and I got 2 suitcases. That way I could dispose of her body without making it very noticeable. And when I got back to the hotel, I remember going into the restroom and seeing her lifeless body on the ground. So I fucked her corpse for 3 hours.
Why would you do something like that?
It was something I had to do. Do you know what a condom and a dead body have in common?
No.
Once you're done, you can just throw them away.
How could you find that funny? How could you do something like that?
It was my desire. No one will ever understand my actions, not even if they tried.
Tell me something, Albert. Why did you choose me to tell your story?
There's something about you I respect. You'll never know what it is, though.
You have 3 minutes left.
Thank you.
Hear that, Ben? 3 minutes.
Well, before our time runs out here, could you tell me how you felt after disposing of her body?
I felt horrible knowing she was no longer in this world. But I loved every minute in the hotel. With her dry cunt and her empty eyes.
You're a sick man, Albert. You're a very sick man.
Why am I a sick man?
Well, for starters, you raped a dead body. I don't see how that's not sick. You're a monster, man. You're exactly what's wrong with the world today.
That's your opinion.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Tell me, Ben. If you had the chance, right now, to take my life, would you make it quick and painless? Or would you make it slow and have me suffer?
Look, I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to stoop that low.
You know what I'd do to you, Ben? I'd tie you in a chair, and I'd torture you till you died. And once I knew you were dead, I'd cut your body into pieces and feed you to the street dogs.
Listen to me, you piece of shit. You're going to leave this world very soon. And I guarantee you you're going to burn in hell.
You think I'm afraid of dying? I have no fears. Do you know why?
No, but I'm pretty sure you're going to tell me.
I don't fear because I am fear. I am the shadows of the night. I am the demon that crawls next to your body and takes your soul and drops your corpse to the ground. Our time's up, Ben. I really hope I didn't scare you. I want you to come back. I want you to hear my story.